Right. So what we want to do in today's lesson, we want to look at working with multiple worksheets. We are still using the same resource that we started using in our last lesson, the online resource, which takes us through a couple of things. I will ask Rowan if you can just read the introduction for us, please.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Introduction. Every workbook contains at least one worksheet by default. When working with a large amount of data, you can create multiple worksheets to help organize your workbook and make it easier to find content. You can also group worksheets to quickly add information to multiple worksheets at the same time. Optional, download or practice workbook.
Okay, so that workbook, it's available if you click on this link. All you need to do is just go to today's lesson. And if you click on that link, you will be able to access the practice workbook that's being referred to. I'm going to play for us this video. I've also posted the same video in our online resource as well. We're just going to watch this video, short video clip, and then we will move on to today's we'll carry on with today's lesson. We should already have an idea of how to work with multiple worksheets from the previous assignments we've been doing. We're just consolidating and just covering a bit on this. So let me play this video for us and then we will carry on. I'm just going to mute myself and play the video.
Goodwill Community Foundation, creating opportunities for a better life.
By default, when you create a new workbook in Excel, it contains one worksheet called Sheet 1. Sometimes that's all you need. But if you want, you can create additional worksheets and even customize them so you can store large amounts of data in the same workbook. As you can see, I've already made some progress creating worksheets for each month in the year. I still need one final sheet for the month of December. To quickly insert a new sheet, just click the New Sheet button, always found to the far right of your tabs. Alternatively, you can copy one of your existing worksheets. This will create a new worksheet and duplicate the contents. Perfect for keeping track of my budget using the same table each month. All you have to do is right-click the worksheet you want, then choose Move or Copy from the menu. Next, check the box that says Create a Copy, and identify where you want the worksheet to go. I want mine to go to the very end of the list. Click OK, and a copy will appear with the same name as the original, plus a version number. Remember, this is the worksheet I needed for the month of December, so I'm going to rename it by right-clicking the tab, then choosing Rename. When you're done, click anywhere outside of the tab to deselect it, or press Enter on your keyboard. I'm also going to update the worksheet itself. Next, I'd like to review the rest of my worksheets and make sure everything is in order. It looks like some of them need to be moved. To do this, just drag and drop the worksheet tabs into place. You can even color code your worksheets to make them easier to reference. Just right-click the tab, then go to Tab Color. The color is less noticeable when the worksheet is selected. If you select another worksheet, you'll see the color the way it was intended. Finally, if you have a worksheet you don't need anymore, you can easily remove it from your workbook. All you have to do is right-click the tab, then choose Delete. Now it looks like we're all set. When you have multiple worksheets, you can work with each one individually, or you can edit.
What seems to be the problem? Hi, and if you're not able to follow the video, can I suggest you watch it at a later stage? If your network is proving to be a challenge, the videos are still available. Maybe you can play it later. We are almost done playing the video. Is that okay? Yeah, I think Hein is having a bit of a network issue. I will finish playing the video and then we can move into something else. He can always play that maybe when his network is a little bit better, no problem. Okay.
Several items at a time. This can be useful if you're working with lots of data that's closely related. Let's take a look. For example, I'm planning to move in the month of September. My rent is going to go up, and I'm canceling my gym membership too. That means I need to update not only this worksheet, but also the sheets for the rest of the year. We can edit them all at once just by grouping them. Start by selecting the first sheet you want to group, then press and hold Control on your keyboard while you select the rest. Release the Control key and you'll be able to navigate and make changes to the data, changes that will apply to all the worksheets in the group. For example, if I change the rent to $775 in one worksheet, the rest of the group gets updated too. The same rule applies if I clear the row that contains my gym membership. To ungroup, just right-click one of the worksheets, then click Ungroup Sheets. Alternatively, you can click any worksheet outside of the group. Just be careful not to do that by accident. Worksheets are a great option for storing lots of data in the same workbook. And with the ability to group them, you can easily add or edit data anytime, whether you have hundreds of worksheets or just a few.
Okay. So that video is working together with the online resource that we are using. Okay. And to access that online resource, it's working with multiple worksheets, which is there on our online resource. So the video is explaining the concepts that we are wanting to cover and understand today. So what's easy, or what's easier for us is, as I said earlier on, you can download the practice workbook. So if I can ask you, instead of me sharing, like I do sometimes share files, this practice workbook is available on this link. Okay. Just to make it easier, I can just share this on our chat section. Okay. And the download or the file, I can also download it and share it with you, no problem, if that's going to be easier for you. Clicking on the link that says practice workbook. And once I've done that, if I click on where it says Excel 2016 multiple workbooks, that allows me to open the workbook that is being referred to. Okay. Remember last week I mentioned that I'm now using Microsoft Excel 365. You might be using a slightly different version. I've also got Microsoft Excel 2010 as well on my computer as well. Okay. What will often happen when I open a file that I've just downloaded is the computer will normally open it in what's called protected view. Okay. And you'll see here on my screen, it says, be careful, files from the internet can contain viruses. Unless you need to edit it, it's safer to stay in protected view. Okay. Obviously, in this case, I need to work with this file in edit view. So I need to click on where it says enable editing here. Otherwise, I can't make any changes to this particular workbook. Okay, so in order for me to be able to use it, and if you download it or open it as well on your side, you need to then click on where it says enable editing. Okay, so I'll ask you very quickly now to download this file. Perhaps let me just also share it as well here, maybe so that it's just easier for you to access. I'll just share it from my downloads as well, because I've already done so. Okay, let's see this PC. Downloads. This is the one here. Okay, I've also just shared it on our chat section as well. just to make it easier to access. Okay, what's up? Okay, so if I go back to our resource now, okay, we've watched the short video clip. You're free to go back to it and get to understand it. The first thing we want to do is we want to learn how to insert a new worksheet. Okay. So I'm looking at the same file that we are looking at, which is this one. And the Excel 2016 multiple sheets practice. In order to insert a brand new worksheet, we're shown in the resource as well how to do that. I simply go to the bottom where I already have a number of worksheets, okay, January, February, March, etc. Right at the end, I click on the plus button. And if I click on that plus button, it inserts a new sheet there. So for me, the new worksheet has been inserted, sheet 1, after January. Okay, after the month of January. Okay. So that's what you need to practice doing, and a new blank worksheet will appear. For me, because my worksheet has appeared in a funny place, I think in the video you saw, I can move this worksheet to a different location. Okay, if I click and drag, I can move my worksheet to a different location. Normally the worksheets are inserted at the end. That's what normally happens. But if what has happened to me is what happens to you, whatever sheet you've inserted will appear. You can check where it appears. Normally it appears right on the end. If it doesn't appear on the end, you can always click and drag it. We also saw in the video that we can also change the position of our worksheets. So I would like you to quickly just insert a brand new worksheet there. We can also copy a worksheet. Over here, there's something that's explained here. Any new workbook created in Excel will contain a worksheet called sheet 1, and this default number of worksheets can be changed in the backstage view under options. Okay, so if I go to backstage view, if I go to file, and there should be an I can click on where it says options. Okay, and then I would need to go through and look for the section that speaks about worksheets. Okay, default include this many sheets. So for instance, when creating a new workbook over here, I can decide on how many worksheets my workbook opens with. So some of those settings can be changed here. Okay, we don't necessarily need to go into too much detail there, but that's what you can do. Yeah, bear with me. There's a bit of maintenance work happening in the background. I hope it doesn't distract you too much. Okay, so let's look at the next section. Cindy, please read for me to copy a worksheet.
Yes, sir. Let me just open it on my computer.
Or you can just read from my screen share, if that's okay. If you are
Okay.
are you able to see it?
Yes, sir, a little bit.
Let's see if I can trying to see if I can increase it a little bit. I can't, unfortunately, I can't seem to increase the size of this font. I'm trying to do so. Let's see if there is a way. Okay. Let's search. I'm just trying to see if there's a way for me to Nah, fortunately not. Okay, that's fine. Try to open it from your end then if it's not so clear, no problem.
Okay, I've opened it now.
Great. So please just read for us to copy a worksheet.
Okay, to copy a worksheet. If you need to duplicate the content of one worksheet to another, Excel allows you to copy an existing worksheet. Number 1, right-click the worksheet you want to copy, then select Move or Copy from the worksheet menu. Number 2, the Move or Copy dialog box will appear. Choose where the sheet will appear in the full sheet. Field in our example, we'll choose Move to End to place the worksheet to the right an existing worksheet. Number 3, check the box next to Create a Copy, then click OK. Number 4, the worksheet will be copied. It will have the same title as the original worksheet, as well as a version number. In our example, we copied the November worksheet, so our new worksheet is named November 2. All content from the November worksheet has also been copied into the new worksheet. You can also copy a worksheet to an entirely different workbook. You can select any workbook that is currently open from the toolbox drop-down menu.
Okay, we are almost done with our first lesson. We will meet again at 12:30. So let's just end this lesson by doing the copying of a worksheet, and then we will carry on with the resource in 30 minutes time. So let's just go through that example that has been shown to us. Okay. I'm going to demonstrate on my computer what has been explained, and I'll ask you to do the same, but I'm going to mute myself because there's a bit of background noise so that it doesn't distract us too much. So let me do so now. Okay, what I did there, I made a mistake on the first time round. I right-clicked and then I said move or copy, and I didn't select the create or copy option, and then I just said move to the end. So you need to tick where it says create a copy, and then when you click OK, the copy is made. So you'll notice there November and November 2 both have the same information to sort of see that I've moved across 3 different worksheets. Then the last part in the textbook is explaining how to rename it. So I'll ask you maybe to just rename that one to December, I think, or December 2, just so that we practice on that as well. So that brings us to the end of our first lesson for today. I'll ask you to just finish off by making a copy of the November file, and as I demonstrated, send that to me, and then you're free to go. I will then see you again at 12:30.